Welcome back to another rendition of Sports Central. I'm your host, Peyton Price.
And I'm Jackson Bickers. As the April showers come pouring in, so do the victories for Central Michigan Athletics. So let's waste no more time.
We kick things off on the mats as two wrestlers represented the Maroon and Gold on March 19th at Cleveland's Rocket Arena for the NCAA Wrestling National Tournament. Redshirt junior Andrew Austin earned his seat to the final competition with a fourth-place finish in the MAC tournament, and would step into the circle at 133 pounds versus Carter Schmidt of Oklahoma. After falling in his first bout, Austin would recover with a close-fought win 6-5 over Oregon State's Gabe Wisenhunt. Austin's first NCAA qualification would be ended in the next round against Ethan Burjink of Army West Point. The other participant for CMU, 25th-ranked Mason Schrader, would start his second shot at nationals of his career in a battle against 8th-seed Ohio State's Brandon Cannon, and was then unfortunately eliminated in the consolation bracket. The redshirt senior would end a stellar career in Mount Pleasant, finishing with a 96-45 career record. Despite the two losses, there was a positive to come out of the week as legendary wrestling coach Tom Borelli was announced to join the Mid-American Conference Hall of Fame. The award is greatly deserved, as in Borelli's 33 years he accomplished 15 MAC regular season titles, 15 MAC tournament titles, and 15 MAC Coach of the Year awards, each of those being league records. For 28 years, Borelli had a positive duel record and went 154-36 in conference duels. Borelli coached 93 MAC champions, 10 MAC Wrestlers of the Year, 45 All-Americans, and a national champion, all commending his legendary legacy.
The CMU gymnastics team kicked off their postseason quest down in Ohio as they traveled to Bowling Green for the MAC championship meet. The Chippewas entered having already claimed the regular season crown, but rose to a new level when the stakes were highest. CMU excelled in every event, posting scores of 49.100 on the vault, 48.625 on bars, 49.125 on the beam, and 49.175 on the floor. A final score of 196.025 was enough to edge out Ball State, giving the Chippewas their second straight MAC championship. CMU also dominated the individual conference awards, with Christine McDonald being named MAC Coach of the Year and senior Luciana Alvarado-Reed being named both Gymnast of the Year and Senior Gymnast of the Year. Hot off the heels of the conference championship, the Chippewas were selected to compete against Rutgers in the first round of the NCAA Lexington Regional. A hard-fought battle saw CMU fall by a score of 195.700 to 196.200. Senior Leah Kamichek claimed first on the vault and bars, while Luciana Alvarado-Reed won the floor. These individual performances took the two seniors to the second round of competition, where Alvarado-Reed placed second on the floor and third in the all-around. The end of the second round marked the end of another extremely successful season for Chippewa gymnastics, marked by conference domination and a strong showing on the national stage.
Now to the diamond, the Central Michigan softball team has hit its stride in Mid-American Conference play at a 15-15 overall record and 6-5 in Mid-American Conference play after splitting series against Ohio and Northern Illinois. The Chippewas have relied on their power bats led by sophomore Alexa Carter, who hit 2 home runs in the Ohio series and continues to be a consistent run producer. Rachel Cairo also added a home run and has provided clutch hitting late in games. In the doubleheader split at Ohio, CMU dropped Game 1 6-3 despite home runs from Carter and Cairo. The Chippewas responded with a 5-3 win in Game 2, highlighted by RBI doubles from Carter and Angela Petrovich during a 3-run fourth inning. Senior Sierra Laska sealed the win with her 6th save of the season, setting a new single-season program record. The series finale resulted in a 12-7 loss as Ohio hit 6 home runs. Still, CMU showed offensive depth with Grace Koenig, Carter, Cairo, Emma Lotus, Laska, and Ashley Bila all recording RBIs. Mackenzie Langen provided strong relief, striking out 6 and limiting damage late. Following the trip to Athens, the Maroon and Gold returned home and split a doubleheader with Northern Illinois, continuing their trend of competing in tight games. Now, with rivalry implications and MAC standings on the line, the Chippewas look to build momentum and deliver a statement performance in Kalamazoo as they travel to face in-state rival Western Michigan for a 3-game series, featuring a single game on Tuesday and a doubleheader on Wednesday.
Staying on the base path, after starting the first month of the season on the road, CMU baseball returned home to Tennyson Stadium for their home opening series against Toledo. Game 1 was all Rockets as they defeated the Chippewas 10-1. Despite the opening loss, the Bats came alive in Game 2 as Central defeated Toledo 18-7. Harrison Bowman was on fire, driving in 9 runners and smashing a grand slam, helping him to become the second most RBIs in program history in one game. The offensive momentum continued into Sunday's finale as the Chippewas and Rockets needed extra innings to decide the rubber match. After a scoreless 10th frame, it would once again come up to the star of the series, Harrison Bowman, who slashed a single to drive in the winning run and walk off the Rockets 6-5. The Chippewas would then hit the road to face off against Eastern Michigan. The first two games of the series were heartbreakers as the Eagles walked off Central 9-8 in 15 innings and then 12-11 on Saturday. In the finale, 3 different Chippewas slugged home runs, but it would not be enough as they fell 13-7. Following the road losses, the Chippewas would return home to face off against their other in-state foe, Western Michigan, in a 3-game set. Game 1 was a true battle that saw both teams trade the lead back and forth, and ultimately both sides being deadlocked at 7 heading into the bottom of the 9th frame. Similarly to the Toledo series, the Chippewa offense found their hero in the bottom of the 9th when senior Cole Prout stepped up and ripped a double into the gap to score the winning run and walk off the Broncos 8-7. The offense stayed hot in Game 2, but would drop a close one 9-8 after the Broncos rallied for 7 runs in the top of the 9th. With the series knotted at 1 apiece, it all came down to the rubber match on Friday evening, and the Maroon and Gold did not disappoint. Cole Prout would once again grab momentum in the contest with an RBI single in the bottom of the first, giving the Chippewas a 1-0 lead that they would maintain through the 6th inning. In the top of the 7th, the Broncos offense plated 2 runs and charged ahead of Central Michigan, but it would be short-lived for the Brown and Gold, as in the bottom of the 7th, CMU would respond by scoring 5 runs, including a huge grand slam from Cole Prout to propel Central back in front 6-2. Prout finished the game with 5 RBIs and led the team to a 6-3 win in the first series victory for Central over Western since 2022. Now with some momentum, the squad will look to keep trending in the right direction as they travel to Michigan on Tuesday before jumping back into conference play on the road at Bowling Green for a 3-game set.
CMU lacrosse has been busy and is in the heart of their conference season under interim head coach Katie Valley. The Maroon and Gold would get off to a great start by securing Katie Valley her first home and conference win March 28th versus MAC opponent Detroit Mercy 14-7. 2 Chippewas would leave the field with hat-trick performances. Kay Callbacker put 3 on the board, and Kelsey Barrett went the extra mile with 4 goals, being a key part in the Chippewas' 5 straight goals in the third quarter to break a 5-5 halftime tie. Coach Valley noted the improvement in the defense, who only gave up 2 goals in the second half, with key contributions from Ava Regitz and Tegan Brayman. Following the victory, Central then took the trip down 127-996 to Ypsilanti to face Eastern Michigan on Saturday. The Chippewas went up 4-3 quick in the first, a part of a 5-1 run through the first half. The key moment came off the stick of sophomore Heather Delbone, lightly flipping the ball over the goaltender's shoulder to tack on to the Chippewa lead. Unfortunately, a strong second half from Eastern forced the Chippewas to leave Ypsilanti empty-handed with a 14-9 loss. Looking to bounce back this afternoon, the Chippewas hosted the Trojans of Southern California, their 5th Power Conference competitor, in the annual Play for Patrick game, where CMU Lacrosse supports the Patrick Schoonover Heart Foundation. Founded by former player Anna Schoonover, her foundation seeks to raise awareness of sudden cardiac arrest in young athletes. While the Chippewas would fall 15-4, junior Anna Farrar would break away with the 2 goals in the Maroon and Gold to be the team's leading scorer at 17 on her season. Lacrosse gets back into action at Youngstown State on Saturday before wrapping up the regular season against Kent State and Akron.
That will wrap things up for CMU Athletics. An exciting week ahead for all of our Chippewa athletes.
Coming up next, we take a look at professional athletics, including a check-in with March Madness.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is "My job is people, everyone is my business." But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. My service never stops.
Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Most hiring algorithms would scream me out.
Some bosses couldn't see me as a leader.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
I've been running code as long as I've been able to reach a keyboard.
This is what I do. It's second nature for me, coordinating 100 details at once.
The way my mind works, I have a very mechanical brain.
I sold them on my skills.
You gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
My magic is
Analytics and empathy. That's how I'm getting clients. You have to have the confidence in yourself to show up and defy the odds.
I am more than who I am on paper.
I never got a college degree. And today, I'm the CEO of my own company. People want to tell me I'm one in a million, when actually I'm one of millions. Stars are all around us. It's time for them to shine.
Welcome back to Sports Central. The last week of the NBA season is upon us, with the last-minute playoff seeding on the line. One seed that is not up for grabs is the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, which has already been locked up by the Detroit Pistons. Detroit's 116-93 win over the 76ers gave the Motor City their first 1 seed since 2007. This accomplishment is all the more impressive as they have been without Cade Cunningham since March 17th with a collapsed lung. With Cunningham missing 18 games officially, he will no longer be eligible for any awards due to the NBA's 65-game requirement rule. Another player who did not meet the requirement is Luka Doncic. The Lakers star guard suffered a grade 2 hamstring strain in a loss versus the Thunder in his 64th game of the season. Luka's agent, however, is appealing the 65-game rule by filing an extraordinary circumstance clause for when Doncic missed 2 games for the birth of his daughter. Regardless, Doncic will be out the rest of the regular season, along with teammate Austin Reeves, who suffered an oblique strain. In the West, the Oklahoma City Thunder have all but locked up the 1 seed, but the Spurs still have an outside chance, being 3 games back with 4 to play. Sticking in Texas, the Dallas Mavericks won't be making a postseason appearance, but their future looks bright because of this past draft's first overall pick, Cooper Flagg. He has scored 51 and 45 points in the past 2 games and has Maverick fans excited for the future. This NBA season has been one to remember with outstanding individual achievements like Bam Adebayo dropping 83 points in March against the Wizards, or outstanding team achievements like the Detroit Pistons having one of the best single-season turnarounds in NBA history. The NBA postseason is always exciting, and I cannot wait to see you host the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
The last few weeks in men's college hoops have been, well, madness. The 2026 March Madness tournament began on March 19th. There weren't many upsets in the round of 64. However, Texas A&M was able to take down St. Mary's, VCU stunned UNC, Texas rolled BYU, and High Point miraculously took down Wisconsin. Moving to the weekend, for the round of 32, upsets did not stay away as 11-seed Texas continued their run as they toppled 3-seeded Gonzaga, and 6-seeded Tennessee flew by the 3-seeded Virginia Cavaliers. But we all know the major upset that happened in the South when 9-seed Iowa conquered the 1-seed and defending champions, the Florida Gators, as the Hawkeyes won on a last-second shot from Alvaro Folgueras to give the Hawkeyes a 73-72 win. The 9-seed Hawkeyes did not stop there as they defeated Nebraska 77-71 to start the Sweet 16, thanks to an on-court miscommunication that led to the Cornhuskers to have just 4 players on the court late in the game. The 3-seed Fighting Illini beat down a favorite in the 2-seed Houston Cougars 65-55, while 2-seeded Purdue squeaked by Texas, ending their Cinderella run at a score of 79-77. Moving to Saturday and Sunday for the Elite Eight, Arizona and Purdue started the weekend off as the Wildcats destroyed Purdue 79-64. Another Big Ten battle awaited Iowa as they battled Illinois, and the results were similar to the first game as the Fighting Illini rolled past this year's Cinderella 71-59. The next day began with Michigan toppling Tennessee 95-65, which was the 5th biggest blowout in Elite Eight history. The final game of the Elite Eight looked to be the same at halftime as Duke led UConn by 19. However, the Huskies climbed back to a 2-point game in the last seconds, and then madness ensued. Duke had trouble with UConn's press, and it turned over, which led to UConn's Braden Mullins draining a logo 3 to take down Duke and complete the comeback. 2 days ago, it was down to 4. UConn was the first to punch their ticket to the championship game, defeating Illinois 71-62 to make their 3rd championship in 4 years. Moving to the second game, Michigan did not stop as they continued to roll, beating down the Wildcats 91-73. It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows for the Wolverines, however, as star forward Yaxel Lendeborg picked up a bone bruise and ankle sprain that he will attempt to play through. It all comes down to tonight, as Michigan and UConn will square off for the rights to cut down the nets and claim the 2026 March Madness title.
The MLB season is finally here, and the young stars of the future have already arrived. The hometown Detroit Tigers came into the season looking to make a third straight playoff appearance and win their first division title since 2014. After last season's late collapse, they started the season on opening day against the Padres and started hot, scoring 4 runs in the first inning, highlighted by a bases-loaded 2-run double from 21-year-old rookie Kevin McGonigal. McGonigal wasn't done there, as he would finish the game 4 for 5 with another double. The Tigers would go on a little cold streak, losing 3 in a row to the Arizona Diamondbacks, but the Bats would finally come alive in a series this past weekend against the Cardinals, outscoring them 18-11 and winning the series 2-1. McGonigal isn't the only young star thriving after the first week of action. Cleveland's Chase DeLauder is currently tied for the MLB lead in home runs with 5. MLB top prospect Connor Griffin has already been called up at just 19 years old for the Pirates, and Miami's Owen Casey, who was the big trade chip in the Cubs trade for Edward Cabrera, hit a walk-off home run in the Marlins opener. As for top performers outside of the youngsters, Joe Adell robbed 3 home runs in one game on Saturday, which was just 1 robbery off of Fernando Tatis Jr.'s league-leading number of robberies last season. Sticking in the West, Yordan Alvarez has been mashing for the Astros, as he has 4 dingers to go with an OPS above 1,400 to start the new campaign. The Yankees, Brewers, and Dodgers are currently tied for the best record in the league at 7-2, followed by the Marlins at 6-3. Even though we are so early in the season, it's always great to have baseball back, and we have a long season ahead of us to enjoy.
With less than 2 weeks remaining in the NHL regular season, the Eastern Conference has turned into chaos. Teams are moving in and out of playoff spots with every final horn, and the separation is razor thin. Often just 2 to 4 points separating multiple clubs as they chase the 90 points needed to secure a spot in the playoffs. The Detroit Red Wings are watching their playoff hopes slip away at the worst possible time. After holding a real shot at a wild card spot for much of the spring, they've hit a late season wall, losing 9 of their last 13 games. Last night's 5-4 loss to Minnesota leaves Detroit 2 points back of the final playoff spot. The struggles have been clear. Defensive lapses on odd man rushes have made it tough to protect leads, and the top line has gone cold right when the pressure is at its peak. While Detroit slides, the Philadelphia Flyers are the ones stealing their spotlight. They recently moved into 3rd place in the Metro and are part of a 4-way tie for the final wild card spot, clawing their way through one of the tightest playoff races in the league. Ottawa and the Islanders are right there with them, while out west, Colorado looks nearly unstoppable with over 110 points. The main playoff race in the West is for the 2 wild card slots, as 5 teams are within 3 points of each other for the final wild card spot. The final games are sure to be chaotic, with the final playoff slots still in reach for many squads. After the break, Jackson and I will look to break our losing streak in Cast First Crew with the help of some guests.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism. My friend's brother's son has autism. My neighbor's son has autism. My son has autism.
Autism is getting closer to home. Today, 1 in 68 children is diagnosed with autism. That's about a 30% increase in 2 years. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Okay, here we go, throw it.
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Nice.
Welcome back to Sports Central. It's another rendition of Cast vs. Crew. We're joined by Luke Shaft and Nick Bennett. If you don't know how this game works, the crew is going to ask us, the cast, a question. We're going to have to answer that question. If we get it right, we get a point. We haven't had a whole lot of success this year, so we're trying to get a win here. Eli has got the first question. Let's throw it over to him.
I'm giving you guys kind of a layup, I think, but it will be, what is the term in baseball when a player hits either above or below the 200 average threshold, and it's named after former Mariners infielder?
I think it's pretty obvious. You know it?
I do know it.
I believe it's the Mendoza line?
It is.
It is the
We're going to go with the
Mendoza
Mendoza line.
See, I gave you guys a layup. I had to give you a little cushion lead. That's correct.
I appreciate it.
We need
Thank
a hot
you.
start, so
Thank you.
I like that.
That's huge. Hey, good work, boys.
No, we're
Good
always
work.
gonna,
Let's stay rolling.
always going to take
Let's
that
stay rolling.
1-0 lead. So let's send it over to the next question. We got Brant.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? I have one first question to ask you. Are you guys familiar with what pitchergami is?
Somewhat. I know of scoregami.
Yeah, okay, so it's similar to scoregami. Pitchergami is the measure, they've started it now this year, of every single time a starting pitcher in the MLB has thrown a unique stat line of strikes, earned runs, hits, walks, and strikeouts. Did I say strikeouts already? Anyway, so there have been 83,000 unique combinations in the entirety of MLB history. I want to ask you guys, how many have happened so far this season?
I'm gonna go with 4.
At least one, or else he wouldn't be asking it.
Okay,
it could
it's
be a trick
more
question
common
than
than
0.
4. It's more common than 4.
More common than 4?
If you guys get it within 5, I'll give you that.
Within 5? So it's got to be in like...
Okay,
Could it be like 60?
I'm gonna. I like 18.
Yeah, like let's cut it somewhere.
He
in the
said if
middle.
it's within 5.
So
I'm thinking it's got to be between the 30 and 60 range at that
No,
point.
there haven't been that many games
I think
yet.
it's. Well, that's fair. That's a fair.
Yeah,
point.
well,
I like somewhere in the 20s.
a lot of teams have played
I'd say 24.
number of games. All right, let's go in that range then.
Yeah, let's go. Like, I mean, if it's by 5s, we can do 25. We get
I know.
some,
I
get
saw
some range on either side.
I only know one. Jack Flaherty had one Saturday, but the other 20, I have no idea.
This guy's got ball knowledge.
So
what are we
I guess
going
we can
with?
lock that in.
20.
20?
20?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, we're going to go 20.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
It is not 20. It is in fact higher than that. It is 34. With
36
most recent-
range.
Yes,
No,
like
yeah,
you.
I
Most
knew that.
recent-
At least I had the right range.
60.
Most recent
I
being
said
with George
60.
Klassen with the Angels in their yesterday game against the Mariners.
Do bullpen pitcher
Starting
guys count?
pitchers.
Okay.
Starting pitchers.
Okay.
I did hear that. I did get
okay.
that. All right, well, tied 1-1.
Yep.
That's why we needed that cushion in the first one.
83,000.
All right, let's go to Deshaun.
It is your boy Deshaun White, the Polo Bear. I'm usually wearing a polo, but today I'm wearing my Mets jersey. Francisco Lindor is the real one. So I've got another question for you guys. We're gonna rewind about 10 or so years ago. And this one's about the NFL. Which team did not make the 2016 or 17 NFL playoffs? And this is a multiple choice. Is it A, the Chiefs, B, the Falcons, C, the Lions, or D, the Saints?
I know.
Okay, so that was
Falcons made it.
Falcons were in the Super Bowl.
The Chiefs, they had Alex Smith and Andy Reid. I think they were pretty good.
I think that's the year they beat Houston. I think that's the year the Chiefs beat the
Lions.
Is that the year that the Lions
lost
lost
to Seattle.
to? I thought that was the year the Lions lost to Dallas.
That was 14.
So that's why I think it's the Seattle year, maybe. They lost on the road
I thought
against
Seattle was 15.
Or maybe it.
Seattle
But
won the Super
the
Bowl in
Saints,
14.
I don't see the
14
Saints
to
missing
15.
the playoff with Drew Brees.
Yeah.
But that was
I just don't think the Lions were in there.
Cam Newton was on the Panthers.
I think it's the Saints. I think it's the Saints.
So
Yeah, I think that. Okay.
it's either Lions
I think
or
it's the
Saints.
Saints.
It's between Lions and Saints.
I
if
think
it
the
wasn't-
Lions made it. The Lions, I'm pretty sure, made it.
If it wasn't the year they lost to the Cowboys, then
I think it might have been the Seattle year.
I think it was too.
Let's go with the Saints. I
Okay,
like
yeah.
that.
Final answer: the Saints.
Well, it took you guys a very long time, but you got the right answer.
All right, good work, boys.
unfortunately. So good job.
Just gotta talk it out, you know.
yeah,
Communication
I like
all,
that. I
all
like it.
around.
That's why we're spewing ideas.
Yes.
All right.
Exactly.
The
Great.
Cats has a 2-1 lead. We went
was
through
a
3
bowling.
questions. We have a lead. Let's go to Trevor and try and keep that lead.
Well, so as you know, this year the MAC was a two-bid conference for the NCAA tournament. The last time that happened was in 1999, that the MAC had two bids. What teams were it? I'll give you the first one. Miami, Ohio was the first team with an at-large bid. Who won the MAC tournament in 1999?
Was it the same?
Toledo jumps to mind.
Oh.
But I just have no idea.
But could it be the same?
I know they've been on a streak where they haven't made the tournament in a while. I don't know if it's since 99.
Could it be the same?
I don't think it's the same.
I don't think it was Akron.
I'm trying to think who would have been like.
All I'm thinking of is Toledo.
I think it has to be Toledo or.
Maybe it's a question and it's your boys, Central Michigan. Who knows?
The basketball.
Look, I wasn't around in '99.
I mean, Toledo
wasn't there to watch
Kent
it.
State.
Maybe Kent State sounds like it would be the right answer, but I'm just spitballing.
I think it's going to be a guess.
I think it's
going to be a guess. So let's go quick so we can get to more questions.
Yes.
All right, what are we thinking? Kent State then?
Yeah, Kent State.
Kent State.
That is correct.
Oh, let's go, Luke! Let's go! We have a 2-point lead. The boys are up 3-1.
Shout out Jackson Vickers for throwing out Kent State.
Absolutely. Let's go to the next question, boys.
All right, so moving on to baseball. Who was the Tigers' home run leader in 2019?
Oh my gosh, I think I know this.
It wasn't Nico.
Is it
Nico.
Brandon Dixon?
I think so. That sounds familiar.
I know he led the Tigers in home runs at one point. I just don't know if it was 2019 or before that.
It had to be 2019. It couldn't be before.
I like that. I like that.
It could have been before.
Well, it could have. But
I like Brandon Dixon.
I know for sure he led the
Tigers.
I think that's our best guess.
Go for it.
All right, Brandon Dixon.
That is correct.
Jackson's on fire. We are rolling. Is that a 4-1 lead for the Cast? I think it is. I think we're going to stall a second so that Nate can get his mic on, and now Nate can give us a question.
Hey, guys, I'm not on air very often, but I think I've got a good one, okay? We got to get back in this one. So big deal this season has been Kevin McGonigal. I mean, the rookie sensation for the Tigers.
Love him.
So my question for you guys, he is now the youngest rookie to ever start for the Tigers on opening day. Who was the youngest rookie before him to ever start an opening day for the Tigers?
Okay, it has to be.
They showed the graphic. I remember the graphic. I just don't remember.
Opening day.
Do you remember how long ago-ish it was?
I think it was
It has to be in the 2000s.
Okay.
I think it was in the 2000s.
That rules out
How
Kalen.
old was Granderson when he?
I don't think it was. I would have
Okay.
remembered.
But it was
Green Day.
04.
Yeah,
I'm just
Pretty old, guys. 2000s? Were any of you alive?
We were all alive in the 2000s.
I just got to check. Early 2000s, though?
Not the year.
What's the shade at? What's the shade at?
Nick was the oldest one on the cast, so.
I just think.
Oh man.
What are the?
Guys, let's just take the 5 minutes to think about it so we hold our lead.
I'm just trying. Had been open.
How are we feeling about Craig Monroe? How's the
I
council
mean,
feel about Craig?
I love Craig Monroe, but I don't know if it's the right answer. But I don't know.
I don't hate it because I genuinely don't know.
If you're thinking that time frame, then go for it.
Did he? I know he played for the Rangers at one point. I don't know if he played on the Rangers before the Tigers. That's the only thing I'm nervous about.
It's gonna be some big ball knowledge answer.
I feel like we
Craig
know Al
Monroe's not a bad
Kaline was
answer.
a young guy when he came in.
Yeah, but it's not.
But that was a long time ago.
I think Monroe's not a bad.
Do you have anything else?
No, I really don't.
I'd say
You saw the
throw it.
graphic. You should remember.
I'd say throw
I
it.
guess it's on me. I guess.
Throw it a guess.
We'll go Craig Monroe.
That is incorrect. We were looking for Omar Infante. He was 21 when he debuted. All right, I've got the last question, guys. This is to tie it.
What? We're up 4-2 still.
We're up 2 points.
Really? We were down that much?
We're up 4-1.
Well, this one's worth 5 points. Forget about it. I make the rules here. Last question, super quick. I'm going to give you within 20 dimples. How many dimples are in a golf ball?
You're the golfer.
I think it's like 160 some.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think it's about 160.
You are a resident golfer.
I'm gonna trust you.
I think it's around 160.
The average golf ball. That is your final guess.
We're gonna go 160.
That is incorrect. There are 360 dimples on a golf ball, which means, per my rules, we're going to let the Cast have their moment. The Cast wins today's episode.
We needed it. We dominated.
Congratulations, guys.
We needed it. We needed a win. All right, well, let's waste no time. Let's get celebrating, boys. This has been Sports Central.